Let's just 90 degrees here. All right, so we step in, start our knee cut pass. Remember, anytime with a knee cut, if he doesn't have the knee shield because we just beat it, timing, whatever, we can get the knee cut and never have to deal with the knee shield if he doesn't give it to us. But the one thing we have to have for the knee cut is always the far side underhook. But I don't want to just go for grabbing his head here. He's just going to take my back. All right. So definitely emphasize underhook. Then as I cut through, once I get to the point, sorry, it's got me nice. Once I get to the point where I just need to free my foot, I don't want to like step up and all this. All I want to do, I want to make sure my head is always committed on the shoulder, like the whole time that I'm cutting through. So I did that kind of badly. Like as I'm cutting through, I'm already crashing the shoulder, right? I don't want him coming up and getting his own underhook. That's his escape. So I want to be keeping this shoulder pinned to the mat. Now I get to this position where I have my underhook. I've got my head in the right position. I just need to free my foot. I don't want to do this, all right? What I want to do is keep all this pressure I have, point my knee, and then slide it out. See how I never leave his body here? Then I can walk backwards to an established side, okay? So one more time. Assuming he doesn't get the knee shield, we just blow on through. Underhook, as I'm sliding through, my head commits to the far shoulder. Then once I get my knee through, and I just need to get my foot out, I'm not gonna lift my hips to take my weight off of him. I'm gonna keep everything the same here. Keep driving my head down towards the mat with his far shoulder, point my knee, and then slide out. Now, without leaving him, I walk my hips back and towards him. All right, any questions on that with the knee shield? So more times than not, you might encounter the knee shield. And remember, blowing through this or trying to just blow through this is probably mostly a waste of energy, right? He's got a pretty good frame here. He's well protected with his elbow. Like I'm gonna have to fight this and all this time he's able to off balance me with this if I start getting off base trying to really dig for this underhook. So I want to deal with this smartly. So instead, we're gonna cut the knee. All right. Remember, as we pull, kind of circle our hips back up. Like imagine I'm here. When I pull up, when I say circle, I literally mean I'm kind of circling this foot up. All right. So when I try to make his knees point north, I'm pulling, I'm circling up, and I'm immediately looking for the inside of that hip. All right. Then from here, once I have my elbow established here to kind of block him and slow down that high leg that he wants to do, I now need to get my head down to reinforce this because this isn't enough. So I'm going to get my head down so that my shoulder's in the right position. Now it's going to be pretty difficult for him to high leg. Or if he tries to clamp his knee inside, it's not really going to work. My whole body's there. Now I can start my pass again, and I'm committing to the far shoulder just like before. I'm looking for that underhook. Committing through. Now I just need to free my foot. Same thing as before. Point the knee out, slide through. Never take any of this off. Walk back. All right. One more time. Okay. We start our knee cut. He gets his knee shield. I'm looking to cup the knee, pull him up as I come up. I'm looking for the inside of this hip, right? And I don't want to be on the belly. See, I have to kind of correct myself right there. I want to be back here in the hip bone. My elbow is inside the quad here, and then I've got to commit my head down to reinforce that with my shoulder. Next, I can start cutting again. With my head to the far shoulder. Cut, cut, cut. Hit my underhook. Now I just need to free my foot, point my knee, slide through, walk backwards. Questions? Real quick. Let's say I dump Chad right here. Take my step out, I circle out, and I drop my head right here. My foot, which foot's on the inside? Left, right? For knee cut, if the inside foot, if it's my left leg, I'm always cutting to the far leg, right? We do have what we used to call a cut in here was actually same side. I'm not going to confuse you all with that right now, right? But if this one is on the inside, my left foot, then I'm going to cut to the right. Because I need this foot out here, the outside foot to base out, to be able to have a good base as I drive into him. So keep that in mind. If I land left foot in, then I'm going to pass to his left foot. or my right, right? Split. If I land right foot in, then I'm gonna pass to my left or his right foot, right? Opposite side. Also related to that, if I got him here, if we just landed like this, right? I just took him down. This is gonna be his knee shield leg, right? Because I'm gonna be passing this way if I'm knee fitting. I can go ahead and start to own this space and possibly beat him to the punch there, and not even have to deal with the whole knee shield. If, as I start cutting, I just took him down, right? We just landed here. I immediately look for the inside of that hip. I'm immediately tracking this knee. I'm immediately cutting my knee as I change balls my head. See how my shoulder just met his knee? Put the wall there as I went ahead and went down. Start committing my head. Start sliding here. He's not going to get a knee shield now, right? Keep that in mind. Like, we can skip steps. Like if he lands like this and his knees are already super far apart, I can just slow him down. I can track this as I start to cut, and I can go ahead and meet him there. Okay. I'm not gonna, does that make sense? Does that not make sense to anybody? Yes. Okay. Play with that. Let's move on to the back half of the flow so we can put it all together. So we start the pass, right? I start coming through, but something happens. He gets this underhook, right? The first thing I got to make sure he can't do is build height like he's trying to right now. Because look, as he builds height, go ahead. We either get my back taken, or if I whizzer, we're in what we call dogfight position, which is going to be a lot more of a scramble. And it's also just a little rule of thumb here. For most scrambles in jiu-jitsu, generally whoever has their hips higher is the one that's going to win. So always be trying to get your hips higher than their hips. All right, so right here I'm up because I'm going to have way more driving power, and gravity's now more on my side. All right, so back down. He gets his underhook. I can't let him start building height. So if I can, I'm going to whizzer him and start to drive down to start keeping him from getting any higher. If I can't get the whizzer because he's got a really deep underhook, it's fine. I'm going to put my hand on the mat, and I'm going to take my head towards the mat to just drive him down. This is only going to slow him down. It's not going to keep him down. But at the same time, I've shifted my head. I'm also reaching for my chin strap, my guillotine. And for me to really get this, I've got to really commit to it. So I got to realize he's coming out. I'm just going to go ahead and go with it. All right. So as he's coming up, I'm committing this shoulder to the mat. Go ahead. And I'm meeting him already. So he's falling into the trap. All right. And then I'm going to bring my knees to my chest, and I'm going to go hips up. I'm going to take my elbow to my pocket. Okay. We've been doing this army guillotine for like 3 weeks now. So if you still feel like you're struggling with it, like just ask on the side. Like I'll be walking around. Just ask me. But at this point, I think most of you probably feel at least like you're able to drill it, right? So that's the back half of the flow, right? So we're going to do the run the pipe. We're going to do the pass. We're going to start coming through, but he's going to get the underhit. I've got to keep it from building height. I'm going to commit down as he comes up, straight into the guillotine. Now from here, he's going to do the late stage escape. Okay. All right, and I'm going to clean that up. A couple of things there. Yeah, you're good. So, did anyone see the two things that Chad did not do?
Maintain his leg space after he rolled.
Say that?
Maintain his leg space after he rolled.
Yes. Did anyone see the other thing? Maintain knee. Well, that's what he's saying. You want to see the other one? Was it wrist control?
Did he put two hands? Was he grip fighting you with both hands?
He was at the end of it, yeah.
Oh, okay.
What Chad didn't do, he posted up. He never framed on the knee at all. He just rolled. Okay, go ahead and do this. So what Chad actually did, he just rolled to the back, which can work, but we want to make as much separation with this thing as possible in this situation. All right, so let's be sure to frame on the knee. All right, go ahead and try. Go ahead and finish it. Finish me. Okay. All right, I'm tracking, and not sick to get the other one involved. Start cutting angles. All right. Definitely post on the knee as you commit to your back and continue tracking. It's super important.
So whenever I flipped over, I should have posted on the knee.
Yeah, you never touched me.
Okay.
Or I don't think you did. I didn't feel it.
I didn't.
Could be wrong.
Post on.
Does that make sense to everybody? Yeah. We're limiting some of his finishing ability there by just relieving a little bit of pressure, creating a little separation away from his hips, right? And it's going to continue getting better as we roll through and we get his elbow more elevated. Okay. So be sure to do that and let's maintain that as much as possible. Does anyone need to see any of that again? All right. I'd like you to do at least 5 reps of just the guillotine and the guillotine escape. And then once you feel like you're good, I'm gonna let you decide when you feel like you're good. Then put it all together. All 4 things, put it all together. All right. Any questions? All right. 1, 2, 3.